Hi children, I'm Fiona Sapp. Today's story is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time, there were three bears who lived in a little house in the middle of a forest. There was a father bear, a mother bear, and a baby bear, and they were very happy together. One morning, the bears made a pot of porridge for their breakfast, but it was too hot to eat. So they decided to go for a walk in the forest while it cooled. While they were out, a little girl named Goldilocks came upon the bear's house. She lived on the other side of the forest and had been sent on an errand by her mother. However, Goldilocks was a naughty little girl, and she had spent her time chasing butterflies instead. Goldilocks was also a very curious little girl, and she peeked in through the window. Seeing that the house was empty, she was bold enough to try the door. It was not locked, so she stepped inside. She saw the bowl of porridge on the table, and her stomach began to rumble. Without stopping to think that this porridge did not belong to her, she sat right down and began to eat. First, she tasted the porridge in the biggest bowl that belonged to Father Bear. Ugh! This porridge is much too salty, said Goldilocks, and she wrinkled her nose. Next, she tried the porridge in the medium-sized bowl that was Mother Bear's. Yuck! This porridge is much too sweet. Then she tasted the porridge in the littlest bowl, and her eyes lit up. This porridge is just right, she said, and she ate it all up. After she had finished gobbling up all of Baby Bear's porridge, Goldilocks spotted three chairs, and she was tired after chasing butterflies, so she sat down on the biggest chair. It was Father Bear's chair, and it was strong and wooden, but she could not get comfortable. This chair is much too hard, she declared. Then she sat in Mother Bear's chair, which was covered with plump cushions. This chair is much too soft. So she sat in the smallest chair, which belonged to Baby Bear. This chair is just right, she said, and sighed happily. But Baby Bear's chair was too small for her, and it fell to pieces. Goldilocks landed on the floor with a bump. She picked herself up and stamped her foot. She was still tired, and now she had nowhere to sit down. Then she noticed the stairs leading up to the bear's bedroom, so up she climbed. In the bedroom, she saw three beds, a great big bed, a medium-sized bed, and a tiny little bed. First she lay down on the great big bed, but it was too high at the top. Then she lay down on the medium-sized bed, but it was too high at the bottom. She found the littlest bed was just right, and she curled up in it and fell fast asleep. Now by this time, the bears had grown tired of walking and were ready to enjoy their breakfast. But as soon as they got back to their house, they could tell something was wrong, for Goldilocks had been careless and had left the spoons in the bowls of porridge. "Somebody's been eating my porridge," growled Father Bear in his gruff, deep voice. "Somebody's been eating my porridge," cried Mother Bear. "Somebody's been eating my porridge," squeaked Baby Bear, "and they've eaten it all up." The bears knew that someone had been in their house, and they began to look for other signs. Suddenly, Father Bear noticed the cover of his big wooden chair was not straight. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair," he said. Mother Bear saw that some of the cushions on her chair had been squashed flat. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair," she said. When Baby Bear saw his chair, he let out a squeak. "Somebody's been sitting in my chair, and they've broken it to bits," began to search their house. They marched up the stairs to their bedroom. Mother and Father Bear saw that the blankets on their beds were crumpled. "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed," they cried. Baby Bear was very shocked when he came to his bed and saw Goldilocks curled up fast asleep in it. Her yellow hair spread all over his pillow. "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed, and she's still in it," he squeaked. Father Bear and Mother Bear both came immediately to see who it was had broken into their house. And it was at this moment that Goldilocks woke up. When she saw the three bears standing around the bed, looking down on her angrily, she was so frightened that she leaped out of the bed and ran all the way home as fast as her legs would carry her. Goldilocks vowed that she could never let her curiosity get the better of her again. The end.